top 5 dividend investing mistakes or mga traps na you should avoid. So yeah, let's go. Hi guys, Yuplo here and welcome back to the channel. And before tayo mag-start, I just wanna quickly share, parang quick update lang. So medyo hindi tayo nakapag-upload ng mga videos lately kasi medyo naging busy tayo with the career. So marami tayong mga client works. But right now, I'm just so happy kasi it feels good to be back recording a video for the channel. So yeah, without further ado, pag-usapan natin yung mga 5 mga dividend investing traps na you should avoid. So yeah, let's get started. Dividend investing number 1. So ito yung pinaka-common talaga, chasing mga high dividend yield. So again, there's nothing wrong with chasing yung mga high yield na dividend stocks kasi sino namang hindi gustong kumita ng 8%, 10% or more than 10% na dividend interest per year, di ba? However, not all dividend stocks are created equal. And sometimes yung mga high dividend yield, yan yung way for businesses to capture mga investors. So, let's take for example, itong stock na ito, which is GMA7. So, as you can see dito, yung dividend yield niya, we can see na 9.98% as of recording this video ito ha. So, 9.98%. So, sobrang laki, di ba? Like, that's a very high dividend yield. However, ito yung most people, they don't know na some companies tulad nito, they're actually paying out more than their earnings. So, as you can see dito, okay. So, yung payout ratio nila is 138%. So, meaning nito, yung earnings nila, okay, they're paying out 138% more than their earnings. Meaning, possible na nangutang pa sila to pay out dividends sa mga investors nila. This is a way for them to basically attract mga investors. Like, most newbie in dividend investing, makikita na, uy, ang laki ng dividends ni GMA7. So, sige, mag-invest ako sa GMA7. However, because of this payout ratio, they have to borrow money to pay out sa mga dividend investors. And because of this, as you can see dito, yung dividends per share nila, nagdi-decrease. So, like 1.45, naging 1.1, naging 0.6. So, yes, mataas siya, pero there's a chance na magsaslash sila ng dividends, tapos paunti nagiging mas maliit na yung dividends na i-re-release nila. At the same time, because hindi stable yung like in terms of earnings, in terms of paying out dividends, makikita din natin in terms of the technical or yung price per share ng company is pababa. So, if you notice itong 5-year return ng GMA7, if you notice na going downwards yung price per share niya. So yes, kikita ka nga ng malaking dividends, pero lugi ka naman sa capital appreciation. Second mistake naman most dividend investors do is that they don't reinvest yung dividends nila. Kasi if you reinvest kasi yung dividends mo, dito mo ma-appreciate yung power of compounding. So mas mapapabilis mo yung pag-grow ng portfolio mo. So most dividend investors, yun nga, they spend yung dividends na kasi passive income yun. So, meaning, hindi, mas matagal yung pag-grow ng portfolio mo. However, yung reinvesting your dividends can also become a trap. Bakit? Ganito. Yung ginagawa ko kasi is that paminsan-minsan, kumukurot ako sa dividends ko. So, yung reason ito is because I wanna enjoy yung dividend investing journey ko. Because like, di ba yung goal natin is magkaroon tayo ng portfolio, tapos yung dividends, yan na yung living on dividends on interest. Diba? Low-D lifestyle. I-enjoy natin yun. So, yung ginagawa ko is, I wanna simulate na nangyari na yon. So, kumukurot ako ng konti sa dividends ko para ma-enjoy ko yung journey. Kasi, ito yung problem ng most dividend investors. Nagiging bored sila sa dividend investing journey nila. Like, hindi nila na-appreciate, hindi nila na-enjoy kasi, ayun nga, reinvest lang sa dividends nila. In fact, meron mga subscribers sa channel natin na nag-comment sila like, some of them like earning 60,000 per month in dividends, di ba? Pero hindi nila kayang i-spend, di ba? Hindi nila kaya i-spend kasi nagigilty sila, ang laki ng dividends, so they do is reinvest lang, di ba? Which actually defeats the purpose of dividend investing. So kaya, what I personally do is, ayun, kurot lang ng konti, and then, ini-enjoy namin. So what we do is that meron kami tinatawag na play grocery. So, paminsan-minsan, punta kami sa grocery, tapos yung dividends, pamili namin ng mga things na we don't normally buy. Like mga jam, mga juices, yung mga, like, if you go normal grocery, like, Sino ang bibili nito? Ang mahal ng mga nuts, mga cashew nuts, parang ganoon. Sino bibili nito, 'di ba? So sobrang mahal, hindi siya practical, but because of Play Grocery, because of dividends, you can buy yung mga ganoon na items. Third dividend investing mistake or mga trap is yung trap na mag-grow yung dividend stocks mo and matitempt kang ibenta ito. Basically, you're not being patient enough or you are doing strategy hopping. Kasi again, a lot of people, they wanna go into dividend investing kasi gusto nila passive income. Pero kapag may capital appreciation na, natitempt sila to ibenta yung stocks nila, di ba? So again, it defeats the purpose of dividend investing na you want it to be stress-free, hindi ka na masistress pang monitor ng price movement, pero yan yung mistakes most dividend investors make. So ito example like AREIT, if you invested like November 2023, okay, tapos as of this video, probably kumita ka ng around 36% to 40%. So if you have a million, meron ka ng 400,000. So sobrang tempting, di ba, na ibenta. And probably ako nga, if I'm also at that part, most likely baka mabenta ko rin. Like, wala ka na ng dividends. However, ganito, if you look at yung price ni AREIT like 5 years ago, if you notice, like January 2022, umabot siya as high as 52 pesos per share. So the question is, based on performance ni AREIT, like ganda ng fundamentals, lagi sila nag-acquire ng mga different properties, consistent nag-increase yung dividends. The question is there a chance na babalik siya sa 52 pesos per share? So, sobrang high chance, di ba? So, kapag bumalik siya na dun, again, magiging emotional ka naman, magbabay ka na naman, mafo-FOMO ka na naman, tapos pagbili mo dun, what if babagsak from 50, babagsak ulit to 30, so naging emotional ka naman. So, again, that's the part na magiging stress ka. So, again, the point of dividend investing is a stress-free kind of investing, and kung pwede, if you wanna really focus on dividend investing, huwag kang mag-strategy hop. Huwag kang palipat-lipat, and huwag matempt to sell yung stocks prematurely. The fourth mistake most dividend investors make is hindi sila nagda-diversify into different sectors. So when I say it's different sectors, like nakafocus ka lang sa REIT, nakafocus ka lang in telecommunications, ganun. So, kung pwede, we have to diversify into different sectors. Meron kasing telecom, merong REITs, properties, merong banking, may mga holdings, may mining, may power. So, iba-iba yung mga different sectors that you can diversify. So, bakit ba important to? Kasi, isa sa mga magandang magbigay na dividends before is Cebu Pacific. So, before pandemic, they give like 3%, 5% dividends per year. So, that's pretty attractive na kasi again, most dividends, especially mga blue chip companies, nasa 2% lang, 1% lang. But Cebu Pacific at that time can give as high as 5% interest per year. However, because of pandemic, okay, yung nangyari is that since 2019, as we can see dito, 2019 na lang sila last nagbigay ng dividend. So, they were not able to give dividends anymore from 2020, 2021. Ngayon, 2025 na, like 5 years na. So, if you don't diversify yung portfolio mo, possible na may crisis and wala yung mga dividends na you're investing in. So, kung pwede, diversify your portfolio. And the fifth mistake most dividend investors make is by not doing their own research. So, as we can see, like, dividend investing, very tempting talaga siya, no? Like, sobrang ganda pakinggan because, like, passive income. Mag-invest ka lang, wala kang gagawin, kikita ka. But, the truth is, may gagawin ka talaga. So, you have to read, you have to research, you have to choose the right dividends. And at the same time, ayun nga, like, kung pwede, don't just listen to mga YouTuber like me, okay? Huwag kayong makinig sa mga YouTuber like me. So, you do your own research kasi, again, pera mo yan, you're responsible sa pera mo. Kaya, in fact, ako personally, I didn't want to be like an influencer or parang gano'n or become an expert. In fact, hindi ako expert in terms of like dividend investing. So, when you go to mga groups, mga dividend investing groups, sobrang madaming mga experts doon. Like, marunong sila mag-fundamental analysis, marunong sila mag-check, mag-compute, parang ganon. Ako, wala tayo niyan. Okay, so I'm just a person na I'm sharing yung journey ko sa dividend investing ko here in YouTube. And by so doing lang, like, marami na yung mga subscribers natin. And yun yung goal ko talaga is yun, just to really inspire, not really to become an influencer or expert. Kaya yung suggestion ko, don't just listen sa mga nakikita nyo sa YouTube. Kung pwede, you really do your own research. So, yeah, yun yung top 5 mistakes most dividend investors make. So, number 1, chasing yield. Number 2 is not reinvesting at not enjoying dividends nila. Number 3, strategy hopping, or from being dividend investor, nagtitrade na sila, natitempt sila na ibenta kagad yung stocks nila. Number 4 is hindi nagda-diversify. And lastly, by not doing their own research, by listening sa mga gurus out there, sa mga influencers, sa mga YouTubers tulad ko. So, don't listen to me, do your own research. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope marami kayong natutunan. And if you want to know, ano ba yung 3 T's to become a successful dividend investor, I have the perfect video. You can check out this next video. If you want to be a successful dividend investor, make sure you check out this next video.